Hi, everybody. This message is going to enlighten you all a lot more as to our Caucasian family. I don't want, respectfully, Caucasians to be limited by the Caucasus Mountains, as in us from being in Africa as slaves. There's so much more that I woke up to be enlightened with about our story of blacks and whites. Caucasians, when it comes to our family, us blacks or melanated, we are very closely related, as in opposites, not opposition, of a similarity as in being family that are on the same side. Let me tell you, because we are Anunnaki and we have all flavors, all types of beings from a hierarchy, we were hated on we were hated on, see what I'm saying? We were hated on as family, royals. That's why my mother is mixed. And a lot of us, we don't realize the subliminal of the supreme ones innately. The movies and everything are giving accounts from the subregions of our mind, that they do this when I'm on the video because they don't want this to get out. Those type of fallen ones have manipulated the matrix. It's an android, a big computer system that's meant to monitor souls, as it simultaneously has been tampered with. It has been tampered with. So what I'm trying to get at, as in a nutshell, our family as black and whites, as my mother, I look like a mutt. My hair is curly. And it has to do with my mother being also partially Caucasian. She's half black, half white. So me looking like almost Blackanese or Japanese, black and Japanese, also Dominican. It has a type of Indian flavor to it. I'm a mutt, basically, is what I'm saying. Because my family, my mother's mother, she's partially, they call it Dogla. She's Indian and black. My mother's half white and Indian and black, and I'm black because of my father. His ancestors are from Ghana, because of the breaking apart of the separation from the continental drift. The ancestors that my father from Belize are, they're Ghanaians in the history of Belize, okay? So what I'm getting at is that I don't want whites to be referred to, see, they wanted me to stutter, because there are reptilians that have entwined or infiltrated themselves. As I'm stating what I'm stating, they mess with the machine. So it starts glitching that they don't want me to speak, because it's also partially they're going into the machine or tampering with it. It makes them spelled out. So they become spelled out, entwined in it, not to affect me like that. I'm tapped into them. So as my consciousness so great and so expanded, I have a lot more tea, so to speak, to give humanity to fill in all the missing information not written in books. Please, respectfully, Caucasians are a type of beings from the Caucasus Mountains that there was a lot of effort ambitiously to separate our family. Black, white, as I said, black, white, Indian, the Asiatic black men, a lot of blacks, because we are souls. Whether black or white, it doesn't matter. We are made as souls. When you have children, like I did on the other video, when you have children, right, they want me to beat my face and shit like that. They are so not human. That's what I'm trying to get at. Those who are human, as I saw the video with young Elder, you understand? From the Willie Lynch letters, there was a great effort of non-humans that hated us Anunnaki. They wanted the planet Earth. So we told them no. They were a mixture of different beings that were already here, and they stayed here, some of them, and there was an agreement as far as planetary life native. And because they wanted the planet Earth, from what happened with Nibiru, the planet of the crossing, that there was some tampering on the planet that shifted. Natural nature, we don't plan to crash into planets. That's the history of the planet ship, my planet ship, Nibiru, our planet ship from us being Anunnaki. So our higher up family that use mind power, we were spelled on by being kind to our family, not thinking that they would ever, like we say, being too nice is foolish, or saying, yes, sir, And, being respectful is also the word sir, and nice are foolish, because when you have family and we're all based on your children or your family members being genuine to give love, that's how we as Anunnaki that was spelled on, that they anticipated with doing black magic against us. That's why I woke up, and this influx of information of all this uncharted for, non-documented information is my soul out here that I tapped in, as I'm the key that unlocked my soul. Genetic, not genetic. Solar energetic match, not genetic. It's not genes. Genes tie into this. It starts with the soul. It starts with the soul. That's why light is also soul, but a different form of it, because just plain soul is my beingness, darkness. And then having light is also made from blackness, but a different form called spirit, because that's why spirituality has to do with your knowledge for your soul. At the basis, your soul is consciousness of yourself. When you add light now, that gave me something to work with. Even though you can be fooled by the skin, the messages of me accessing that my energetic signature unlocked perfectly my essence to match the energies that we breathe. Ruach, breath. From my solar energies not being nothingness, vacuum, empty space, dead, cold, because I was comatose. So when I fully got turned on, as in the movie The Abyss, that's part of my name, Ab is. Ab is. Ab is heart. You flip Ab, it's Ba, soul, Is, Isis, the 3 steps to re-enter into the darkness, called consciousness first, subconsciousness, superconsciousness, then 100%. As in a 25, first step, that's the 50%. Second step, subconscious. Double than that, super subconscious. Sleeping giant, I had to go through that 75% to the 100% me. That's why it seems so fantastical to me and everybody, because we've been sleepwoke, comatose, living in a sleep woke dream state. That's why all the accounts of the movies taps into the originals. See, they want to jump in. It's just so annoying. But anyway, I recalibrate to calm myself down in real time on video to indicate the wrong titles of our names. Not all of us are Caucasians. We are white, also in pale skin, called Anunnaki. White of us that are family. Listen, we are naturally from the darkness, supreme balancement, from light giving us spirituality, that whites are chosen, just like us, and family. There's more to that. That's why I'm saying we had haters that wanted to bring distension and separate that aren't human. So the accounts of blaming whites for slavery, see, for they don't want me to say it because they're not human. They are very vicious reptilians that infiltrated through the DNA back in Shimti, our laboratories. We're not violent. So throughout us being attacked, they had to take our androids that are genetics of being a being we grafted, called grays. They robbed our information and merged with the knowledge of the grays to take our information. We had to do something about that and then prepare, because we don't use war, we use our mind. So if you come at us with guns and stuff, we'll make you put that down. That's how powerful my mind activated is. So you all can't see that in the astral plane. That's why I say leave and let bygones be bygones. The evidence of their anger is good enough. The matrix now fully accurate to give everybody what they need to be accountable for. Bad thinking is the attraction power to allow karma not to be karma anymore. It's instantly now what they attract to themselves. So we just give them love, and then, talk to them and give them love. Tough love, stern love. Love is love, to educate them with truth. As I keep saying, I'd rather someone be crass and honest Yes, the way you speak to somebody has enough to do with that's your immediate family. Like my mother, when I was in the hospital, she gave me a lot of love, despite the embarrassment of what happened to my child. She didn't know, but she still was my mother to do that extra love giving that I needed, that I thrive on. So my militant transformation in basic training woke me all the way up. I am the lies that was buried, right? That they lied on or they suppressed. That the bury or the burying of me being a fruit of my own kind, the ebony tree, right? That those lies, they buried me, laying on top of me. So once I woke up, all the lies now are not lies. I'm able to sort through all of the lies and bring the truth, divine absolute truth that cannot be argued. That's why they tried to get out of the picture divine mother from a serious male dominated drive to remove stating that women are too dangerous and all these lies because they became afraid. So they had to subjugate us and rob us of making us in the Bible saying that we're disagreeable. We've listened to the devil. There's so many more truths to this story, but you cannot have any type of creation without inclusiveness of a woman. Men cannot have sausage parties to reproduce. Otherwise, they'll reproduce not utilizing mother, and that makes for a disaster of abominations to creation. You have to go through the natural route of having the female involved. That's why a male-dominated society is garbage. The leadership is disrespectful to the mother, the sacred divine mother. So they built all these lies around it that women need to be submissive to them. That's why I'm telling y'all, Caucasians should never be desecrated. It was an outsourced reptilian infiltration, with us being partially reptilian, having both agreeable and disagreeable, that the reptilian brain is of a strength, survival of the fittest. That's when they used genetic monitoring or manipulation to infiltrate us. That's why whites are getting the fucked up brink of the, desecration, because of what I keep telling you all. Emotional, lack of emotional intelligence and unintelligence when it comes to feeling some type of way that desecrated our entire creation. Stop blaming whites. It was outsourced aliens from a long time ago, from that far ago to now, that we're successfully getting away with manipulating us because we look so similar, and it was undetected. I love you all.